Hey, what's up? I'm Kirk of Effectatron. I just want to say happy Halloween. I just want to do a little fun one. We're going to model this pumpkin and create this scene from scratch, and we're going to cover every aspect of it. It's going to be a little longer, but a little more casual. And as I spent like 6 hours doing this and figuring things out and figuring out the best way and all this stuff, and you'll see as the video goes on, I start to slowly lose my mind. Meow. Yes, and we'll zoom out here. Meow, 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 meow. I love it. But also when that's happening, I also have found out the more I went, the more I just kind of had fun with it. Happy little accident. I like the way that little tooth look. But sometimes it's just fun to go back to the roots and make just a fun little kitty cat pumpkin inspired by my daughter's 3.5-year-old pumpkin. That's not how that's my 3.5-year-old daughter's kitty cat pumpkin. You can see how the video is going to go. So we're going to go ahead and do that and have fun along the way. And bonus points to anyone who counts the number of times I say meow and make cat noises throughout this video. But yeah, we just had a good time, and I want you to have fun, follow along, make a cute pumpkin your own, and enjoy learning along the way. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so let's get started. We've got a backdrop, a camera, a normal dome light, and then just kind of a backlight pointed right here. Nothing too fancy. Okay, so we're going to start off with a sphere. There's a lot of ways to model things. We're going to go ahead and change this to standard and probably shrink it down to like 40 centimeters. I don't know. We'll see. Raise that up. There we go. Like so. Not too shabby. And what we want to do is we want to lower down the segments. Like a lot. Like that. Like 11 segments. So we have these vertical lines that we want to split and create the gaps to create our fat pumpkins. So in order to do this, so basically what I'm going to do in this tutorial is it's going to be very boom, boom, boom. And you let me know. I kept doing this tutorial and it was like an hour long. If you want to know in-depth ways to model, definitely check out the Mind in Motion chapter on modeling, where we do a whole bunch of really fun different modeling, from landscapes to fun little cute shapes to low poly modeling, all that stuff. Definitely check that out. But what I was going to say is, like, let me know. I always go back and forth between whether for YouTube I need to do the quick boom, 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 and then have like naturally I want to do the longer in-depth stuff. But then I'm like, is YouTube the place for that? Or does that need to be like somewhere like Patreon or something that's like, okay, I want to talk to you about it actually and get the chance to like communicate with you? Because on YouTube, it's like just comments and stuff. It doesn't really feel very personal, but behind other things, it does feel more like one-on-one. So let me know if you would rather have the long form stuff on YouTube and the short content you would pay for, or vice versa. I don't know. Just let me know in the comments below. I always go back and forth on whether I should do what I should put on YouTube for you guys, whether it should be the short stuff or the long stuff. So let me know. But for this, because Halloween's very soon, we're going to do the short stuff. So here's going to be the boom, boom, boom. Let's get to it. We want to make all these vertical lines. Verticals, we're going to make our sphere editable. We're going to grab that, go to our edge tool here, go to our ring selection and shift, 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 click, 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 all of our vertical lines. And then we're going to right click, go to bevel, and just bevel ever so slightly like so. And then we're going to go to our faces, and we want to make all of our fat parts come out rather than sucking in our little parts. I also meant to, when I had those selected, there we go. Redo that actually. Boop. I want to have these. Okay. All right. Then I want to grab our faces. So we're going to hold Control and click faces, and that's going to select all of our new faces that we just created. And rather than suck in those parts, I want to push out all the other parts because it just is going to work better. You get less overlapping and stuff when you do that. So what I want to do is just actually hit UI to invert my selection, and then right click and choose bevel, and we're going to bevel ever so slightly. And I actually find it pretty easy to, when you get to this point, just throw in the subdivision surface on top of it and then go back a layer to the actual sphere, turn off all the lines so you know it's not in your face, but you're still going to see the final result. So you have your original lines you're editing here, and we go and we can see kind of how that's going to look. And I kind of found that what I like is, when I go to bevel, I like an offset of like 1.3-ish and an extrusion of like 5 or 6. a pretty fat extrusion. And that's going to give us kind of these nice gaps here, but still kind of a nice natural pumpkin-y vibe, which I enjoy. Okay, so this looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and go to our polygon points here. And I want to go into my side view, and I want to select all the tops of this. So I'm going to go to rectangle selection, select all of these, and I'm just going to hit E and pull those down a bit, and then hit T and come out here, whoops, and scale them out a bit just to kind of smooth those out a little bit. There we go. So now we're going to have this nice kind of flatter pumpkin top, which is fine. I like the way this is looking. Not too bad. You can play around with the things there. You can make it fatter, thinner, whatever. No big deal. And so now we're looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and cut our pumpkin open. So what I want to do now is shift click both of these, right click and go to connect objects. And then I want to make basically a null. And this is going to be my like base things. And what I want to do is I want to turn this off. And anything that I create that I don't want to destroy, I'm going to grab and just shove it in there. So it's going to turn it off so we don't see it in the viewport anymore. We only see our new meshes, but we still have them in case we're like, you know what, I actually wish that this puffed out a little bit more. We could go back if we want to. And it's all going to be here underneath this base. Whoop. Okay, so we've got this. This is our pumpkin. And what we can do is just cut out faces and stuff on this, or maybe we want to play around with the deformer on this. So let's go ahead and grab this and do a bulge. Hold shift, left down bulge, go to fit to parent and bulge it up. Now, I don't love that, but maybe if we put a fillet on it, ooh, gorgeous. So what we're going to do is we can increase the strength of this a bit, but what I want to do is maybe not fillet, but maybe I want to just grab this bulge and pull it down. So we're really only like getting like a fatter bottom. God, the things I'm saying. Pumpkins. Okay, and then I wanted to hit T and I made it a little bit taller because I want it to be kind of like a smoother taper up. Like so. Not too shabby. Maybe scale it in just a bit. Actually, not scale it in. Decrease the strength of it. So it's just kind of a more natural pumpkin shape. It's not like perfectly symmetrical like our sphere was. And you also can play around with it. If you don't want to use a bulge, you can use something like an FFD. It's a very good one to do. And just grab those points and move them around. So it'd be like, okay, these points, we're just going to make this bit of the pumpkin a little down here. We'll go to this brush tool. We'll select these, pull them down. Maybe just grab this one, pull it kind of out. We grab this one in the middle here, pull it out. This one over here, we'll push it in and back. So, you know, we just kind of get a more natural kind of pumpkin look. Pick this one down a little. And we're just kind of organically moving this around. Like so. We can fatten up the bottom ones all together here, like so. Pull this out. And yeah, so there we go. So now we kind of have like this more organic pumpkin. You want to take a look at it. You want to make sure you didn't get too crazy with it. So we kind of have a more organic look. I don't like that though, so we're not going to use that. But there we go. But here's something cool you can do in case you didn't know this. Basically, let's take this cool pumpy shape that we have here, and let's go ahead and hold the shift and put it in a twist, and twist in it, fit to parent, and twist it up. I just think that's like a fun shape that I want to use in something else. So what I can do is open up the asset browser and just shift click both of these things and go right click and connect objects. And this is going to be like our twist, because maybe you're like, oh, actually this would be a good Christmas ornament decoration or something. Spell your words right, twist, and literally just clear out your asset browser and drag and drop that in there. Put it in whatever folder you want. Uncategorized is fine. Boom. And now whenever you need this object, you can grab it. It's going to be there just like that. This is how you can do a lot of shapes, all this stuff. So pretty cool. So if you like get to a project later, or if you want to open up another project that you're working on, like this square pumpkin I made, and bring in this twist, you just simply drag and drop it in, and there it is. Pretty cool. Okay, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't use the asset browser enough. It's one of the best things about C4D, and it's kind of underutilized. Okay, so back to our pumpy. Without the twist, we just want that bulge, you know. So it's going to give me a counter for how many times I say bulge this video. All right, let's go ahead and do the eyes now. So I'm going to cut it out. You got to decide, do you want to do it with the bool? Do you want to do it with the volume builder, volume mesher? I don't the volume builder has so many issues. Sometimes it's probably going to be the easiest way, but the bool is also a pretty easy way to do it as well. So we'll see. But first things first is we need to make our shapes. So what I want to do first is create my triangles for the eyes. Now, originally I made these with cylinders, lowered these size down to 3, and then, you know, just cut them in. But what ended up happening is I wanted to bevel these a little bit more, and beveling a cylinder just isn't always the easiest thing to do. Oops. So what I wanted to do is actually, instead of just doing it like that, I used a inside spline, lower the size down to 3, change this down to like, I don't know, 8. How small is that? Let's see, pull that forward. Probably bigger than that. Let's do 12. Start with 12. Yeah, there we go. Maybe 10. Yeah. And then we can do some rounding on it. Obviously, that's too much rounding because now it's a circle. But now we can have like kind of a more like organic looking rounded eye, which looks nice. Maybe that's too much, 0.5. Yeah. Okay. And then that, we throw that into a extrude. Boop. There we go. And so now we can, you know, take a look at our lines here. We still don't have a lot of geometry on this. So with this, what we could do is probably just throw it in a remesher. Honestly, just toss it in a remesher. It looks like doo-doo. So how do we fix that? Well, go back to our extrude, go to the caps and round it off. There we go. Round up the size there. And then on the object itself, we want to subdivide it along the edges there like so. What we're going to do now, then what we can do is select all of our lines and hit U, Shift, S. And we're just going to subdivide it twice without actually changing the way it looks at all. Okay, so now we've got one eye here. We're going to go ahead and use our placement tool and slap it on there. And you're like, oh my gosh, did you not notice that you made it that long? No, I didn't. Okay, I'm going to squish it down. It's fine. It's just using it to cut it out. So we're going to go back to the placement tool and we want to place it on the Z. There we go. And the reason I'm doing that is because I kind of like when the eye holes kind of go towards the center of the object versus like cutting out a straight triangle and going like boom, straight into it. So I think this is going to make it look a little more, whoops, natural and organic. There we go. Cool. And we'll just shove that in there like so. Hold Control, click it, drag it over, rotate it around if we want. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want it to be kind of close. Shove it in there. We can have a little derpy pumpkin, maybe make one eye like a little bit bigger. I kind of like that, the idea of that. Yeah. Okay, looking good. For the sake of example, we'll toss in a material on our pumpkin. Let's make another material and just make it black. And these will be our eyes. Just for now, we're not actually going to do it this way, but just for the sake of for fun, really. Okay, so now we've got that. And then for the nose, what I want to do is hit E and copy Control, click and drag, bring it down and rotate it so it's facing us, but then rotate it upside down. Oh my gosh. If you scale it in this way, look at that. A kitty cat nose. And what we can do, hit W, E, C. There we go. And rotate that around a little bit. Hit T, W, and scale it out a little wider, like so. Nice. Kitty cat nose. Cool. Neat. I like that. We could do one that's like a little cuter, you know, maybe not so triangle-y. But for the sake of keeping it jack-o'-lantern-y, we're going to do triangle-y. Okay, so now we want to talk about how to make its mouth. Now, I thought about this earlier, how to make like the cheeks and stuff and do like a little mouth. I googled cartoon cat, which and image searched it. Don't do. Apparently that's a horror game and it is not going to be helpful. So what we're going to do is I was clicking in here at the splines and I looked at this and I was like, if I look at that upside down, that kind of looks like a kitty cat cheek. So we're going to use this and we're going to solo that with the solo button here. And we're going to make it way smaller, obviously, like so. And you can see it, can't you? You rotate it over. Pull it up. Whoop. It looks like a little kitty cat face, right? Okay, so but then we need to combine that with a circle. And how long is that going to be? Like this. Like so. And let's say I want it to be just like a little bigger. And so now what we're doing is we want to combine these two shapes together. in a unique way, like this. And I'll show you here what I mean in a second. If we come in here and basically instead of like a bool, it's like a spline bool and it's called a spline mask. We take that and we drop the circle in and then the cissioid in there. And that's a weird way to do it. So we flip that around and it doesn't matter which order it goes in. Does it? Go in down here. Oop, oop, oop. Oh yeah, maybe that's the answer. It's just more. No, I like the. And then, but pull it forward more so there's less W for the world of space. Less deep. Yeah. Less deep. W. Like that. It's more. Too much. No, that's good. No more. Yeah. Maybe this one's just not. Yeah, like that. No, further back. More than that. T, scale it down. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Scale it back up. All right, after fiddle farting with it some more, I ended up just like imprinting the ear inside of there, and maybe we can add like a, oops, right click 0.5 centimeter bevel there. I like that. See, I don't like how tight ear number 1 over here is. Let's pull it back. I want it to be a little more indented in there. I know part of that's the lighting, but that looks better. And I think I want ear 2 to not be that far in. Part of it's the fact that I can't tell what the hell is going on from this top view. That's it. Nice. And then ear 1 over here just needs to go up and over ever so slightly. Kind of make it more of a, oh baby. Meow. Meow. That's right. Okay, cool. I like that. Cool. So this is our pumpkin now. And we can decide whether we want to add, we're going to go ahead and copy paste, drag, copy that in there. Okay, done. Locked it in. Hit save because it's a lot of pumpkin. And though it already exists. Oh, save. Pumpkin 2. Okay. So we've got our kitty cat pumpkin here. I don't love the top. We'll make a little stem for him. We'll just go with a cylinder, pull it down. Obviously make it way smaller, like 25, and then 20, and we'll pull it up. Too fat. Bring it down, like so. Yep, cap it, fill it. I definitely want to fill it on that, like so. A little tinier. Up, and we're gonna make sure we have some segments across the height here. Maybe just a little bit more. Oops. Like, oh, not that. That's crazy. 24. Here we go. And we'll take that and we'll put that bend modifier inside of that, not on top of that. Fit to parent and bend that bad boy. But keep the length. Don't stretch it out. Bend it a little. And then now we just take the whole thing. Pull it in. Yeah. Oh. Rotate it. It's too like oh yeah, like that. That's it. Okay, cool. Down a little more. I want a stump. Cool. I'm not quite happy with the way this is looking. So now let's texture it. So we got this saved. So we can go ahead and hit C on this, which makes it one object. And with this crazy, insane object, we can come in here and try to remesh it and see if that'll clean it up at all. Hey, that's way cleaner. And we still have our nice kitty cat shape. Cool. So now we hit C again, and now we have our pumpkin one more time. Pumpkins. I typed a W in there. It's fine. But now we can connect these two shapes if we want, but we really don't even have to. What we do now is just finally start shading this bad boy. Create a new material. Open that up. If you don't have all this stuff, I show you how to do that in the Mind in Motion workshop week 1. But basically, you go to create, or just double click in here, and that'll open up the node editor. But you want to make sure you're in the new settings. If you're in the old shader view, convert it to the new. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this orange, like so. Perfect. And we'll toss this on our pumpkin. Ooh boy, that's not the orange we want. Ugly. Ugly. Better. Oranger. Nice. All right, and then you can decide, do you want it to be kind of stylized? Do you want it to be rough? Do you want it to be shiny? Do you want it to be metallic? Probably not. So let's do like 1.2, and then a roughness of like 0.25. I don't mind a little shine on it. I think that looks kind of fun. I also think we could come down here to the coat and do a little coat on there, because pumpkins kind of have a little shine on them, which I don't mind. 1.6 on that, 0.7-ish. I'm going to do like 0.1 on this roughness there. Cool. Nice little cute pumpkin. And we could also come in here and just grab a max on noise, or you could come in here to the asset browser. Probably the best thing to do, go to media, type in imperfections. No? Okay, we'll grab like this grungy tile dirt, and we'll toss that on to the shape here, and we'll go down to the coat, and we'll put that in the coat roughness. And that's just going to add like a little layer, like that filmic layer on top of the pumpkins that has. Just give it a little bit of realism to it, and you can adjust that. Basically, just grab a ramp and say, okay, toss it in there instead. And now you can adjust it with this ramp, and you say, actually, I want there to be a lot more shiny parts. Drag that up. Cool, like that. Bang, bong, boom. And you can solo this. You can see how it's being applied, like so. That's really not too bad. We could also probably take this white part and double click that and make it like gray. So it's not like totally blocking it out. And slide this up a bit as well. Yeah, bring this down. Almost some variance there. There we go. Cool. So wherever it's going to be white, it's going to be, less shiny and vice versa. And you can try that on whatever. You can put that on the bump map if you want. Well, that just got pretty good looking, I'm not going to lie. Maybe we'll bypass the noise map and go straight into the bump map, so it's like slightly different and less contrasty. Yeah. We also could layer some stuff in there, but I'm not hating that, to be honest with you. We also could just copy this, take it, and rotate it like, 45 degrees, so it's not identical to the one we have. Plug that in. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Nice. Cool little pumpkin. Okay, cool. So now what we could do is with our pumpkin, we've got a couple options. If you want to hollow it out completely, or you can leave it with these little cutout bits. But let's hollow this bad boy out. We'll just grab a sphere and slide it down, boom, 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 move it up so it covers up all of our holes here, like so. T, scale that up. Meow, meow, meow. Likey. There we go. Hear me out. Maybe we don't even need to hollow this bad boy out. Maybe we make a new material, go into that, go down to emission, crank that up to like 10. Okay. Put on a spooky glowy tint. Yeah. Okay. We take that, we put that on the sphere. I love it. I didn't think I was gonna. I did this tutorial a million times. I ended up just winging it, kind of. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I watched Beetlejuice the other day. It's funny. I need to see the new one. Let me know if you liked it. But yeah, so check this out. This is cool. So obviously we don't have a light in there, so we can't like control it. But we can come in here and do the settings, and we can come in here to bloom and turn that on. And ooh, now we got that. We can go and oh. There we go. Intensity. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And if you want, you think that's like too uniform a light, right? So let's go ahead and just use a ramp, and we'll copy that color that I used, copy, and paste that here in the white post. Okay, and we're going to plug that in to the emission color. And that has given us a very nice little ramp. But maybe we flip this. Whoop. Oh, yeah. Slide this down. Okay. Just make this like dark orange. There we go. Slide this down a bit. Got a nice little variance there. I'm happy with that. Turn that down a bit more. Slide it down. More. Sorry. We've lost our gradient there. I'm going to bring it back up. Whoop. There it is. There it is. So it's like brighter in the mouth and the eyes. Ever so slightly. I like that. I like that. Cool. So that's one way to do it. You can do it lots of different ways. I quite like that way, though. It looks like we cut it open, doesn't it? Trippy. The other thing we can do now, if you wanted to, you could play around with like subsurface scattering and maybe do like a little bit of just like the edge of it being a little like pinker. But really, that's just going to jack up your render time more than you need to, because we'll probably just cover that with bloom anyway, because we love bloom. Cool. And so now we're going to grab this, copy, paste, control, click and drag, and we're going to go to the colors here, and we're going to choose the like nasty brown. Perfect. Nice poo-poo color. And grab that, throw that on the stump here. Bingo bongo. And maybe our stump's just too clean, right? It's too boring. We did all that modeling and stuff, and then we just slapped a cylinder on there. Let's edit that. Okay, we've got our cylinder, our stump here. What I'm going to do with that is just throw it in a displacer. And we're going to go to shading, click, and noise. Just kind of break it up, make it a little less crazy, but we are going to suck it in like just a little bit like so. And then I'll also change this to like turbulence and scale it down a bit and toss that in a subdivision surface. It's just the fact that it's shiny. Does it have a sheen coat there? Oh yeah, take the coat off of that. Bam, there we go. Nope. That's better. Yeah, cool. Don't love it. I don't think I got lazy with this part, but it's just too fat, right? Can I say that? It's just slide that in. That's fine, right? Only over that easy in real life. And now our displacement's probably too strong, so we'll lower that. Whoop. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Oh my gosh. We're good. Now we can dress out our scene with a little extra stuff. Let's go ahead and just finish this out with a nice little, like, grass, maybe? So we'll take our psych wall color that we have here, and let's do like a moony purpley kind of dark purple. Yeah, like that. Oh, I like that. Okay, then we're going to add a landscape. Make it like 5 centimeters tall. And change the seed and the scale like so. And then take it and just shove it into the ground. And maybe it's just, yeah, I think 5 was probably, 6 is probably good. So raise that up a bit like that. Cool. And that is going to be our grass. So we'll grab the pumpkin material and just change it to green. Click that on there. Boop. And take some of the coat and, well, take the bump off the coat on that off. I want it to be kind of shiny. Yeah, cool. All right, so now I want to add some grass in here. So you're going to type in COCK. I know it's, I don't know, they don't have the, if I type in grass, does it pop up? It doesn't. Like, there it is. Okay. So yes, it does. Okay. We'll grab the middle-aged grass and pull it down here. Boop. Like so. And we want to get rid of all this stuff. We just want the full one. Bingo bongo. And we've got our ground material. We're going to make a copy of that. Hold Control. We're going to call it grass. Okay. And we're going to hold Alt and replace all of these with that. Boop. So now we just have like this little cartoon grass. We can hit Shift and rotate it 90 degrees. Hit T, scale it up a little bit. Maybe make it a little taller. Like so. We can also play around with it, making it fatter. Like that. And then we can throw a wind deformer on there. Hold Shift. Bloop, and lower the size of that down until you start getting it kind of going crazy. And that's obviously too strong. We just want it to be like a little crazy, like that. Okay. And then we got that, we can go over here and do the scatter pin tool and turn the object spacing down, the count up, and adjust the boundings of the rotation range, like 5, 5, and then a bunch here. And the size, we can do some small and some bigger. And what we can do is just go, just click and hold, and not across our cat. Click and hold here across our ground. We can go around our kitty cat here. And just around the back. And we're just kind of loosely drawing this on here. You know, just kind of get a naturally kind of feel without doing like a cloner. And we can grab that now and just hit E and pull that down into the ground. And that gives us kind of this natural kind of patchy grass cartoony look. And I kind of like that. That's like blending into the ground. Meow. And now we can come in here and maybe make this a little lighter. Or maybe we make it dark. We don't do that. And what we do is we make it shinier for one. And we make it a little see-through. We can probably just do transmission, but we'll do subsurface for fun. Green. And then crank that up. And we'll make this like a light green, kind of yellowy green. And we'll say like 5. Boom. And we'll grab another light and do a target tag on that. Bing, bong, boom. Up. Forward. Wow. Make that slightly blue. I like that. Let's make a tombstone real quick. Boop. I don't know, 100 by 200 by 20. Sure. Do some, we just need one line there. There we go. And we're going to hit C and go ahead and go to the FFD on that bad boy. And we are going to just take that. There we go. Grab our top 3 here and pull that up. Very nice. And then throw that in the citizen surface. Boop. There we go. And make that 3. Cool. Tombstone. And we'll go ahead and grab that. Bing, bong, boom. Make that gray. Toss that on there. Boop. Get that back out of the way. Kind of back behind it maybe. It's kind of like that. Kind of crooked. All right. And draw it back in here. I don't hate that. And then we just take our camera and we go to optical, the field, click our pumpkin, turn on bokeh, and set it to like, I don't know, 2.4. So we have a nice long lens. And do we put, I don't think it needs whiskers. Alright, so, alright, that's looking really nice. I made some whiskers. I don't know that I love them because they're like, they glow. Which I like. They also don't make sense that they glow, but they also do. They look like they're like subsurface. Maybe I just need to like I don't know. Yeah, we'll do one without. Okay, cool. We'll wrap this up with some LUTs on here. We'll go to turn on the LUTs. We'll go to spooky. What's the spookiest LUT? It is the filmic medium high contrast LUT. Boop, turn that on. Pretty good. And go to colors, turn that on. A little more contrast, a little lower, a little higher. Spooky. And yeah, bring that down a bit. I just need to decrease this light. Boop. The front light, which is this one. Oh yeah, way lower. Like that. Cool. Maybe like 3, but more blue. Yeah. Can iris. Yeah, I like that. Cool. There we go. Let's make it not a square. Spooky. Now we got to redo our clickety clack on there. All right. Group. All right, so this is our pumpkin. All right, so we made it kind of widescreen, and we put a little tombstone back here, decorated a little bit. And what I want to do is just right-click, or I've grouped them together. I want to put this in here as well. Cool, pumpkin. Control, click, drag, T, scale it all down like a little bitty kitty cat. Meow. Maybe he's hiding back here. Yeah. Like that, like a little baby one back there. I like that. And just adjust that focal length. Maybe we'll do like 2.4 to kind of blur out the background a little bit more. Maybe make sure we click and select our face. And if you think your pumpkin looks a little too different, you can always play around with the shine and stuff of this and the roughness map. But one thing you may notice is whenever you use the volume builder, all your stuff can come out with these weird little extra lines on them, especially if you put something on it that's like super shiny. Like if you put pure metal on this, you'll really see kind of how it has like some segments. Like it doesn't look smooth when it should. So what we need to do with our pumpkin here is we can grab this and we can just grab our pumpkin shape here and just hold shift and let go on smoothing and just kind of bring that down a bit. And that's just going to smooth that out like 20%. And that'll smooth out some of those weird edges for us to give us kind of a smoother shape. So if you notice anything weird, you can always throw a smoothing on there, and that should normally fix any of those weird fong tags. Or you go back to the fong tag and crank it up all the way, and that might fix some of those issues as well. But yeah, there we go. Boop. Nice. I'm pretty happy with that. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Thanks for playing along. Meow meow. Well, thanks for watching and happy Halloween.